Hey everyone, this is Friedel Courage Raven, and I'm here with my recap and review of Boruto Naruto Next Generation's anime episode number 162, which is titled Escape from the Tightening Net. And this episode opens up with Kohanamaru and Boruto still stuck in Fushu Castle, and a whole lot of ex-shinobi are outside waiting for them to come out so that they can attack them. And yeah, Kohanamaru and Boruto are like, we can't just stay in the castle, we have to get out. And if you guys remember, Kohanamaru has the kunai that the three identical ninjas use, so that's going to play a part somewhere down the line. But anyway, Kohanamaru and Boruto are able to get out of the castle, and they meet up with Mujino and Salad. And now these four are like, we can't stay here. Some of our pursuers are actually ex-shinobi, so they're experienced. We can't really just stand here and take them all out. We need to get out of here. And this is where they notice that Boruto is smelling, because if you guys remember in the previous episode, the identical twin ninjas ended up throwing, not twins, the triplets. Yeah, one of them died, so there are only three now. So those triplets ended up throwing a bottle of perfume on Boruto, so he's smelling. Again, I have a feeling that this perfume smell is going to play a part down the line, but yeah, the other shinobi can smell Boruto, so they need to handle that. And Salad and Kohanamaru are like, we are going to try and get to gain more information about the Hashirama cells. And Boruto is teamed up with Mujino. Then we cut to the triplets, and yeah, they are kind of sad about the fourth twin or the fourth identical shinobi having to sacrifice his life so that the tree can go into Fushu Castle. In the previous episode, I was like, don't these three feel any remorse, or aren't they sorry for what they made their identical teammate do? But yeah, they kind of feel sorry for him, but not that much, because they have a mission. They have to get the Hashirama cell out of here to an undisclosed location. While that's happening, Mujino recommends that Boruto jumps into the sewage drain because that can help get rid of the perfume smell. And Boruto's like, I don't want to do that. But yeah, Boruto doesn't have any choice. Mujino ends up tripping Boruto into the sewage drain. And yeah, Boruto isn't happy about it, but even though they have gotten rid of the perfume smell, he now stinks. And Mujino is like, you know what, Boruto? I think we can use this drainage pipe to make our escape and get further from the shinobi that's after us. And Boruto's like, are you serious? And yeah, Mujino is serious. So you can see that Mujino, when it comes to completing his mission, he doesn't really care about even jumping into sewage drains. As long as it gets the job done, he'll do it. So Boruto ends up following him, and while that's happening, this is where Salad and Kohanamaru decide that they need to talk to the shopkeeper that they met previously. Kohanamaru decides to turn into Kirasaki because he tells Salad that the shopkeeper knew that Kirasaki was looking for a big payday, and this is how he can probably end up getting information from the shopkeeper. And he tells Salad to remain on guard outside while he goes and talk to the shopkeeper. Boruto and Mujino find a well. They use the well to clean themselves up. The perfume smell is gone. And Boruto is like, you know what, we might end up being safe now. But no, the shinobi that is after them also have dogs, and yeah, you can't hide the perfume smell from dogs. So Mujino and Boruto are still running. Kohanamaru, disguised as Kirasaki, goes to the shopkeeper, and he is like, I'm looking for these identical shinobi. And the shopkeeper tells him that, yeah, we know about those identical shinobi. Why don't you wait a bit? And this is where Kohanamaru realizes that something's up, because the shopkeeper's bodyguards are looking at him very intensely. Then we cut to Mujino and Boruto, and these two are trying to figure out how to get out of the land of silence safely. And this is where we also get a shot of the air carrier that's tied to the Fushu Castle. And Boruto's like, you know what, we can use that to get out of the land of silence. Let's do that. And Kohanamaru is caught because the shopkeeper tells Kohanamaru that one of his people was able to find Kirasaki sleeping in an abandoned cabin, and that he knows that this isn't the real Kirasaki. And before Kohanamaru can fight his way out of the way of the bodyguards, Salad decides to punch a hole in the ceiling, and she is like, you know what, Sensei, just come up. So Konohamaru comes up, but then they're surrounded, and before they can fight the ex-shinobi, Bruto comes in with the airship, and yeah, everyone is in the airship, and Magino is controlling it. Magino is like, as long as we have the airship, we will get close to the border. We can get out the land of silence. And I'm like, while I'm watching this scene, I'm like, Magino, aren't you able to fly the airship higher? Because yeah, but then again, plot conveniences, the ex shinobi are able to start attacking the airship and damage the phalange, the fuselage, and other stuff that airships have. I'm not really sure. And again, I was like, Magino, you should have flown this airship higher. So yeah, the airship crashes. Everyone gets out. They're okay, but before they can make a run for it, all of the other ex shinobi end up surrounding our heroes. And again, this is a scene which tells us that even though Boruto, Salad, and Mitsuki are very powerful shinobi, even Konamaru and Magino, who are jonin, when it comes to crowd control, their power skills, I guess, isn't the best, because if we had Naruto here or Sasuke or even Sakura, they could have easily controlled all of these people with one punch, because Sakura, Naruto, and Sasuke can easily destroy villages on their own. But even though there are a whole lot of fans who kind of complain that Boruto and the rest are way too powerful, this anime episode showed that no, Boruto and the rest still have a whole lot of training to do. They aren't powerful enough to take on entire villages by themselves, and before everyone can fight, we see this little boy come out of the manhole, and he's like, Boruto, quickly over here. And we get to know that this is the same little boy that Boruto ended up saving before Kirasaki could hurt him. And yeah, what goes around comes around. Boruto did a good deed, and that ended up paying off, because this young little boy whose name's Katara, or I actually thought that his name was Katara from Avatar The Last Airbender, but they pronounce it as Katara. So Katara is able to save them, and apparently there's this entire underground sewage little town where these kids live. The adults don't know about it. And then Mitsuki comes back, and Bruto ends up being very happy about Mitsuki coming back. He places his hands on Mitsuki's shoulder. I was like, Bruto, why don't you just hug him? But yeah, it turns out that the young girl that Mitsuki helped heal was actually Katara's little sister, and it was Katara who ended up leaving his sister outside Yubina's clinic, because Katara couldn't afford a proper medical procedure, so he ended up leaving his sister there. And yeah, also, there's this weird little scene where Mitsuki ends up coming very close to Boruto in order to smell him, and he's like, Boruto, you smell different. And Boruto's like, yeah, don't ask me about it. Again, I ship these two so hard, but let's see what happens when they grow up after the time skip. So everyone is in Katara's little house, and they're trying to figure out how they can catch up with those identical shinobi. They might have gone way too far now. And this is where Konamaru shows the poison dagger. Again, it might come in handy down the line. And they also talk about how Yubina told them that the Hashirama cell is very, very unstable, so you can't wobble it around. So that means that identical shinobi must not have gotten way too far, because they're basically walking to their destination. And that's also why they ended up framing Boruto and the rest, because they needed more time. They needed to create a distraction so that they have more time to walk around. And yeah, everyone is trying to figure out how to catch up with the identical shinobi. And Katara gets up, and he's like, you know what, leave this to me. So it turns out that Katara has this entire communication setup where he uses the pipes in the sewage in order to communicate with his other friends, the other kids. And apparently Katara is the leader or the captain, and the other kids end up telling them that yeah, some of the people ended up witnessing those identical shinobi, and they're using the domestic route. So again, you if you end up being kind to other people, then that's going to come back in a positive manner back to you. So the scene changes, and we see Deepa sitting in a restaurant, and he's eating food. He doesn't like it. He's like, the food tastes like sand, and he's unhappy because he ended up coming all the way to the land of silence for a fight, to have some fun, but no one's basically here. Hashirama cells are gone, Boruto and his team is gone, and he gets up and he is like, you know what, I need to pursue those people. And this is also a scene where we see that Deepa has very good aim, and before he leaves the this cafe or a bar, we see that he ended up killing everyone just for the sake of it. So yeah, Deepa is crazy. Deepa has emotional issues, y'all. So Katara says goodbye to Konomaru and the rest, and he is like, don't die." And yeah, Katara, I actually liked Katara as a filler character, and I hope we might end up seeing him again. Who knows? But anyway, Katara's gone. He ended up doing what he needed to do in order to pay his debt to Boruto and Mitsuki, and the team divides itself. Konamaru and Mujino go one way, while Mitsuki, Boruto, and Salad go another way. And Boruto is like, "How are we going to catch up with those shinobi?" And he's also very glad that the other ex-shinobi aren't after him no more. And Salad is like, "Boruto, you know what? Stay on your guard," which was good advice because Mitsuki notices something and he warns his teammates. And yeah, it turns out that these three shadowy figures in the trees, they ended up using lightning jutsu on her team, and yeah, Boruto, Salad, and Mitsuki have to fight them. And this is where this episode ended. I will be doing a written review of this for the Geekiary. The link to the review will be down in the comment section below as soon as the review goes up. Let me know what you thought of the episode. I liked it. It was kind of filler-ish, however, it wasn't completely filler. I also liked how the writers took time to settle everything that happened in the Land of Silence, because we saw Boruto help that poor little kid, and then we saw that come back to Boruto in a positive manner. We saw Mitsuki help heal the little girl. We saw that come back, and we saw all of the connections. So yeah, I actually appreciated this episode giving us closure to a whole lot of plot threads. And now that everything is concluded in the Land of Silence, we can move forward. And yeah, this is where I'll be talking about the upcoming episode. If you guys don't want to be spoiled, I understand, and I bid you goodbye. Again, let me know what you thought of the episode, and let's talk about episode number 163. 1, 2, 3. So it turns out that the people who are after Boruto, Naruto, and Mitsuki are from the Land of Lightning. I have no idea why they tried to attack Boruto, but we'll end up finding out soon enough if these shinobi are able to survive Deepa, because Deepa decides to come in and he starts attacking the lightning shinobi while Boruto, Mitsuki, and Salad run away. And I am looking forward to Boruto and his team fighting Deepa. I really want to see what Deepa's powers are. You can see that one of his arms is covered. Maybe that's the arm that has the scientific ninja weaponry in it. I'm not really sure. Again, let me know what you thought of the episode, and until next time, stay happy, stay safe, stay blessed. See you guys later. Bye.